But moving on to tomorrow's games, we've got Arsenal versus Olympiacos. You're welcoming Olympiacos to the Emirates. I think it's another good game for you guys to put down a further marker in the Champions League, get another 3 points on the board, get another win. But what's your take on it?
The vibes right now, as you can imagine, are quite high in the Arsenal camp. Good win at the weekend, albeit late. And obviously, Olympiacos at home. We went to Bilbao in the first game, got a good win there. Although the performance wasn't outstanding, but they got the win. And I expect them to win tomorrow, clearly. With some,
with some authority on the pitch.
With some authority,
yeah.
with some daylight between us and them. I'm going like, I was going to be borderline disrespectful and go 3-0, but I'll keep it to 2.
I mean,
because I don't know too much about Olympiacos. I know that they will put up a. Listen,
they drew 0-0 to Paphos in match day 1.
I was going to say they're not the most talented of teams, but they will. Olympiacos in previous games I've seen. They won't spear it, as they say. They will come and be organised, 2 banks of 4, make it difficult. But with the talent we've got at our disposal, we should be beating them and beating them comfortably. And again, I'm trying not to be disrespectful, but that is the facts.
And also, it's not like Mikel Arteta's not familiar with these guys. You've got Arsenal have faced Olympiacos on 4 occasions during Arteta's reign as manager. 1-2 lost to, only facing PSV more often in European competition. Yeah. And this is the 13th time that these two teams will play each other, and there's yet to be a draw.
Yeah, I
6 wins for Arsenal, 6 wins for Olympiacos.
One thing I would say about Olympiacos, though, that they will have a lot of fans here and they'll make a lot of noise.
Oh yeah, certainly they will. I mean, I think
that's about all I can say for them.
The previous most recent results were in 2021 when you guys played each other in the Europa League. Arsenal won 3-1 away from home, and then Olympiacos won at the Emirates 1-0. So the last time you had played each other was at the Emirates, and it was a 1-0 win for Olympiacos.
Wow.
In the Europa League.
I don't think that's going to happen this time.
I remember it.
I bet you do. Yeah. Who scored then? What year was that? Sorry,
2021.
Wow, that's a bit close for comfort.
Come a long way.
In March.
But I mean, listen, man,
4 years ago.
We should be winning this game. Come on now, we've got to be winning this game.
What have you made, Abby, of the recent conversations surrounding Gabriel? Because I've seen a lot on every end of the scale. It's been Gabriel was terrible and should have been sent off against Newcastle, but then because he scored the winner, there's then shouts about being like, is he kind of getting up there as one of the best Premier League centre-backs across the last decade?
I think we need to just chill on that. The one thing I'll say is I didn't watch the game on Sunday because it was right when the wedding was, but there was a lot of Arsenal fans at the wedding, and I couldn't hate watch, but there was a lot of eruption when your last minute when I went in, and I had a lot of people running up to me and then, yep. I was like, you've won a game, not the league. What I would say about Gabriel is I feel like over the years people have been critical of him, especially when early on in his Arsenal career. I will give him a lot of praise in the sense that I think over the last 2 seasons or so, maybe even 3, the growth of him and kind of like the calmness and the collectiveness and the leadership has definitely come out.
Yep.
I think since playing with Saliba as well, I think they really balance each other out. I think they're very well balanced to each other. And he's improved a lot. He's because I think there was a lot of similarity between kind of like him and Romero in the sense of like, sometimes they don't keep their head and they can be a bit rash and stuff like that, and I don't really see that particularly with Gabriel anymore. What I would say, from having seen the highlights and seeing, was it a punch, was it a hit out, I don't know what we'll call that on Voltemada.
Like a forearm smash.
It looked like something that I'm surprised that didn't result in
at least something more serious.
At least something.
Like a check.
I'm shocked.
He's very lucky.
He's very, very lucky that I've seen people sent off for far less. Yeah. So, especially when you're hitting out something, he's even taller. Like, how have they missed that type of thing? That's questions on VAR. But, the handball for me, again, I've seen clips of it. It's valid. Arsenal fans keep telling me they deserved to win that game. I didn't watch the whole thing, so
I think we did.
I can't say either way. But I respect Gabriel a lot. I think he's a good player, and I like the fact, I don't like it obviously from an Arsenal perspective, but if I'm being non-biased, I like the progression and the growth that he's had as a player and leading that Arsenal team well. I think it's way too soon to be putting him in a category of a Premier League great. Way too soon.
He's got to lift something.
Precisely, rather than his arm. He needs to lift the trophy.
Other than trying to save shots.
Yes.
Is he applying for guys
That's
back
not
up?
me being a hater. That's just me saying the guy hasn't won anything. Was he there for your FA Cup? No,
Yeah.
He was there for the FA Cup.
I think he was.
All right, he won the FA Cup and a Community Shield. Cool.
Yeah, I think.
But I feel like he needs to win something significant. And I think we're still a long way off of saying he's in the conversation of Premier League greats at this point.
Yeah, I do agree. I think that there's got generally to be considered in that conversation. You have to have at least won the league. There's only a few exceptions. I think only really one comes to mind for me. It was like Steven Gerrard. I'd say is the one exception where you can put him in the conversation without him having lifted the trophy.
And also, he did it over an exceptionally long period of time.
Yeah,
Steven
that's the
Gerrard.
longevity of continuing to be.
I think if we see Arsenal go on and win something, then okay, maybe we can start putting him in that conversation.
Yeah.
But it takes a long time, and when you're comparing him to modern day centre backs, like there might be the best partnership, but I mean he's not a Van Dijk, if that makes sense. Like he's nowhere near the conversation of that.
Yeah, I think Van Dijk's definitely in the league of his own. This is some
Actually, I just checked. He wasn't in that 2020 FA
Right,
Cup.
so he's just won a Community Shield.
Just Community Shield.
Well, just very quickly on the Gabriel thing. No, he's not a legend or a great yet. Far from it. Like you said, he's got to win stuff. But what I would say is fast becoming a bit of a
He's a cult hero. Yeah, he's
Arsenal,
definitely a cult hero.
because he's the type of player that we've lacked in years gone by. Big, strong guy, likes a battle.
Leader.
He's a leader, definitely. And on Sunday, he had one of those games where he was involved in lots of different things. So, for example, the goal that we conceded, although Mosquera needlessly gives away the corner, he was clearly at fault for that. I mean, I don't know what he was doing there. Felt a little touch from Waltermard. Flops to the floor. And then, in doing so, invites Waltermard to just head the ball in the net, which he gleefully accepted. That's a big mistake. Then they're running back. Then, for some reason, he's lashed out at Waltermard. And he is extremely lucky to stay on the pitch, because if Waltermard, even though Waltermard was guilty of snitching, running into...
But if he'd have got, if Waltermard had gone down,
if he'd
and
have
given
done
VAR something, I mean, look, they should have looked at it anyway. But if he'd have gone down and made a bit more of a meal out of it, it would have given VAR no option.
Exactly.
And the
So then
referee
go
to
and
go
look
and
at
look
it.
at
I
it.
said to
and
a
he
few
would have been
people
off the pitch.
Had he have done that to Guimaraes or
Yeah.
Joe Linton
Oh,
or
God,
one of them,
yeah.
Different story.
they would have rolled around on the floor, and then there would have been big kerfuffle. Then the referee, as Abby quite rightly said, would have been forced to look at it, and he would have gone. And then he'd have gone from giving away a goal, getting himself sent off. We probably end up losing that game, and he would have been villain, trust me. In the end, what happens is the second half comes, he has a much better second half, gets us the winner, even in spite of, I think the penalty incident was a penalty, because there was definite deflection onto his arm. So yeah, he had one of those mixed games, but then that's the kind of thing that will endear him to Arsenal fans even more. The fact that he effed up in the first half and got the winner in the second, so he's redeemed himself.
From a Newcastle perspective, he should never have been on the pitch.
Yeah, I mean, he has scored more goals in the Premier League since his debut than any other centre-back, I believe, with 18.
And if you look at that goal as well, there is definite Gabriel DNA on that. So there's about a few players in front of him, and he rises above all of them, and it's like he wants that more than anybody else. And when you're an Arsenal fan, that's the type of thing you want to see in your players. He made that ball his, he jumped higher than all the other guys around him, directed
yeah,
into
I mean,
the net.
it's one of the reasons why I think Arteta has him. I held him so highly, is he's useful in both boxes.
So there's no surprise he's one of my favourite players at Arsenal. So,
there's some interesting recall from London Nomad here saying, of course Abby remembers that Olympiacos game. On the same night, her club bottled a 2-goal lead to Zagreb. Their manager was behind bars. That's some crazy recall, because at the same time, does that not mean that London Nomad has been, remembering Tottenham's games?
Crazy recall.
Yeah, crazy
London
recall
Nomad.
on both ends.
And in all honesty, that is just the coolest thing ever. So Spurs,
Very.
We've lose for a team whose manager's in jail. You could never sing that.
Score predictions for the Arsenal game.
I'd want to be bad mind, but
I can't see us conceding with our defence. I can see us scoring a goal. I hope Gyökeres starts. I'm going to go 2-0, and that's quite conservative. I was going to say
3-0.
Yeah, I was going to go more.
I think Eze on the score sheet again. I think Gyökeres will get his goal, and then
I'm going to go 2.
Martinelli
I'm going to go 2.
3-0. What do you think, Abby?
2-0 Arsenal.
Oh, said that very quietly. And then what about
Gritted teeth.
USG